All right, everyone. Breaking news. The Mets have signed a catcher. Omar Narváez is coming to the Mets on a 2-year, $15 million contract, and there is a opt-out in the second year, of course. And yeah, could this mean that one of our other catchers is on our way out? I hope there is one guy who's gone. But other than that, Mets sign Omar Narváez. Let's talk about this whole situation. And yeah, and also the Mets signed Jose Peraza too. That's the big news. He's back with us. Okay, so I think there's some confusion going throughout the Mets fan base right now. We don't really know what the hell's going to go on with this whole situation. We know we've heard James McCann in trade talks and stuff like that of different teams that might want him. St. Louis is probably off the table now that they got Wilson Contreras. The Rangers we're talking about because I guess, DeGrom and and McCann are a great duo, but even though he pitches better with Nido. Anyway, so from what we're hearing, I mean, how do you feel about this one? If this means what I think it means, then I'm happy with it. What do you think, my co-host?
Yeah, I mean, Andy Martino's already shooting your dreams, and so is Joel Sherman saying the Mets are willing to go into the season with 3 catchers on the roster, including Álvarez, and moving Álvarez to becoming a full-time DH. Does this mean now they're not looking for a left-handed bat DH if they're just seeing Álvarez as that? We'll see. I wouldn't be surprised if a certain catcher is moved. Who that would be? I mean, one has more value than the other, just money-wise, but obviously the Mets would like to keep Tomás Nido. But like you said, there's a couple teams interested in James McCann. If we can get a single-A bat boy at this point, I would take one for James McCann. The Rangers, I guess, are now the favorite. I mean, I guess, because, again, the Cardinals are off the board. The Cubs were an extent, like I saw, they may have some interest in McCann because they only have Yan Gomes under contract as catcher, so maybe the Cubs are a spot. Obviously, we said the Rangers. There's some other teams who could use just a backup catcher. The Mets are going to have to eat a ton of money. Or there's reports that they're just going to outright cut him because at this point, who cares? Narvaez, this whole situation is, hey, we saw that one random guy put out like Narvaez to the Mets, and we're like, fuck do they want him for? Like, he's good. He's a solid catcher, but what the hell do you need another catcher for? And then it was Robert Murray that put it out, and then it was the avalanche of, oh, it's real. And then it's a 2-year deal. It's really a 1-year, $8 million deal, and it's a $7 million player option. He's better than James McCann, but now we're just putting more money into the catching black hole when you have your answer and solution is already on the roster. I get it. Oh, you want to protect him. But again, I'll continue to say it. He's not going to get better defensively if he doesn't catch. And now you've brought in Omar Narváez and if James McCann's here and Tomás Nido's here, you have 3 guys who are going to play catcher, and you're forcing Álvarez in to be a DH, not letting him improve his defense. I'm okay, I guess. It just doesn't make sense. I wouldn't have done this. I would have just said, you're sticking Nido and then let Álvarez actually play catcher and let him develop, Or does this mean Álvarez starts the season in AAA? He only played AAA for about a month. This is an option we could talk about, is Álvarez is just in AAA and McCann is here and you run these 3 catchers. Or I still think they make a trade one of them, but what if Álvarez is just in AAA? But I think they've made it clear that he's going to be the DH. I disagree with that decision wholeheartedly. His best value is behind the plate. If you're just making him a bat, you're just ruining it. You're stunting his growth defensively by not letting him play defense. So we'll see. Narváez has had some good seasons. I would have just played the kid, and you have Nido.
Well, here's what I'm thinking. I agree with you on the entire thing that he needs to be the opening day catcher. Francisco Álvarez, obviously. And this is kind of like the same situation of what people have been kind of putting out with Conforto of, well, if we bring him in, he can just be our DH. He's not going to be the player that you think he is at the DH position. And the same goes for a lot of these different young players and versatile players. If you limit their skills that we know that they have, it's definitely going to be a big problem, and it's going to create a bigger problem down the line. He needs to be catching behind the plate. Now, here's the thing as to why you think that Nido could be dealt. Nido obviously having a lot more value than James McCann. Nido had more value going into James McCann becoming a Met, but you know what? That's a different story. As for Tomás Nido right now, you look at this pitching rotation. Not many of the guys that preferred Nido are here anymore. So the only guy that really preferred Nido is probably Scherzer. He's only been here for 1 year. Bassett's gone. Carrasco could be moved. DeGrom's gone. So it's possible that he could be moved as well. Now, do I think that Omar Narváez is a guy who just pushes someone completely out of their job, such as James McCann? Probably not, especially after the year he just had. Going into last year, he was my favorite catcher in the game. So, I mean, I like it. I'm not opposed to it, but I just want to know what their plan is going forward, obviously, with this whole situation, because I do not agree with having Álvarez as your everyday DH. And even with Álvarez being your everyday DH as your right-handed DH or whatever it is, then that kind of just takes Ruff out of the equation. So what's going to go on with Darren Ruff, right? And then you're like, okay, well, why is Vogelbach back? Is he getting dealt maybe? And maybe they bring in somebody externally for the left-handed side. So there's a lot of questions, a lot of combinations going from the DH position and also from the bench point as well. We've seen that they've also been interested in guys like Jerickson Profar and other guys like that. I doubt that Jose Peraza is going to be an opening day bench piece, even though he did pitch very well for us, or he did play very well for us when he was here, is the owner of Josh Hader. I don't think he is going to be an everyday opening day bench piece. I like the Omar Narváez addition. He's a great defensive catcher, one of the best in all the game. But as for him on offense, he does have power. He hasn't really tapped into it recently. Last time that he was in 2019. So I don't really understand it there. And 2019 was a long, long time ago, as we like to say. I like him for his defense. He's got decent amount of power if he uses it. And if he taps into it. He's had a lot of injuries recently, but it's a catcher, whatever. I like Omar Narváez. I think he's a good player. I don't think last year really defines him as the player that he was. Just kind of had a shitty year. And with this market, I mean, you'd expect a guy like that to get what he did get.
Yeah, and this just, again, and with the bench discussion, and we're seeing Joel Sherman put out tweets being like, oh, yeah, with him being a left-handed bat, they don't really care that they can carry the three catchers because Narváez hits lefties. So we're just adding more and more. Report from Scoops just said the Mets believe they have a partner for McCann.
Oh, but I thought they're keeping three catchers. Oh, what happened?
Yeah, we'll see. Maybe by the time we have a McCann again, because I understand one of the right-handed bats has to stay of the catchers, Nido, McCann, Alvarez, because you can platoon Narvaez against righties, and then the other guys versus lefties. So obviously Narvaez left-handed bat doesn't hit lefties well. So you pick your poison, and maybe they believe that they got one for McCann. If McCann's gone, good riddance. Give us a single A lottery ticket. We can potentially give us a Keyshawn Askew replacement. That'd be my dream scenario. But like, you get anything for him, whatever. Again, it's just random the way that they decide to bring him in. He's coming off a down year. Okay, well, it's just, I don't know. I'm not ecstatic. I know he's good defensively. He's got the power potential and the power upside. But again, it's just, we'll see. We thought Nido would just be the catcher and then Álvarez would take over. Now you bring this guy in. If Álvarez is DH, the value isn't as good as if he's behind the plate. So we'll see.
We also don't know. Maybe it's possible that they do deal McCann, in the next coming minutes. Who knows? I don't know, but I hope so. And maybe it's possible that Narváez gets traded at the deadline if Álvarez comes in and blossoms into the hitting player that he is or whatever and does in the selected amount of time that he is behind the plate. But I will say one thing, Omar Narváez and Tomás Nido, if you're trying to get him to develop into a major league defensive catcher, those are two of the best guys in the game to mentor him to do that. So I will say right now, it's a good pickup for defensively. And also we've also talked about the possibility, with this whole pitching lab shit like that, defensive catchers are going to work very well with that whole entire scheme that they are looking to do with this. What was this? What was this company now that they hired this guy?
Driveline. Bowers. Yeah, they're pitching ninjas main company. Nice.
So we'll see what happens. Two best pitch framers on the team. Yeah. But just overall defensively, Narváez has a little bit better of an arm than Nido does. Not as much better. That's the only thing that James McCann really has, but he doesn't have. McCann's pop time is terrible. His transfer is terrible. He just has a strong arm. He just throws the ball hard. That's about it. That's all he really has. So you have this minimum aspect and paying this guy $12 million coming this year. I mean, you have to make an upgrade. It had to happen. And it's definitely a better possibility than, it's definitely a better possibility than actually thinking like, okay, McCann's going to just be amazing from the bottom of the lineup, because it is an upgrade offensively on his best day compared to McCann. For those of you in here, we got about 55 people in here. Guys, let us know what you guys think about this. Give us your thoughts and opinions of what's going to go on with McCann. Maybe Tomás Nido is on the move. Maybe maybe Francisco Álvarez gets moved for Shohei Ohtani. Who knows? You got
Parada now. I mean, again, you have the ability with Parada down the line. Álvarez. I'm not advocating for trading Francisco Álvarez, but if that were to happen, you do have a backup plan here. But kind of back to the point, like, remember we were talking about at the deadline with Wilson Contreras. We bring in Contreras, maybe sign him long term when he was available to tutor Álvarez, more of the offensive catcher, where now you've got Nido and Narváez, both highly good defensive catchers, and that's been his kind of bugaboo throughout his minor league career. Is he's not the greatest defender. He's improving, but like you said, I do like that maybe this is what they're looking for. A team that maybe could make sense for McCann is the Diamondbacks I'm seeing. Is Arizona. That's Arizona and Chicago are the two teams I'm seeing. So
Ketel Marte coming back to the Mets.
No, please, Bryce Jarvis. That'd be great.
He was an all-star catcher in 2021. I know. I mean I'm gonna hold that over these motherfuckers' heads. So it's gonna be great. Listen, I like Narváez. I think Narváez is a great player. He just had a shit year, and it happens. You have a crappy year.
I
But
saw
his
Ramsey put out
best year compared to a James McCann best year is way better. So eat shit.
I'm trying to find.
But yeah,
I got to hear. Narváez obviously struggled last year, but if you take his last 4 years, his slash line 264, 345, 417 with a 107 OPS plus.
and that's good from the catcher position.
That's
That's great from the catcher. That is way above the average catcher. The average catcher's weighted runs created plus, I'd say, is about 96, something around there. That's better. I mean, if you want that from your 9-hole, go ahead. I'm fine with that from your 9-hole. I'm fine with it. Yeah, it improves the bottom half of the lineup if you do get rid of James McCann, which I really hope they do. And I don't have to deal with James McCann ever again. I don't have to see this guy ever again. And for those, and I can tell you right now, from the very beginning, for those of you who had watched this for a long time, I hated this move, got so much shit for it. Look who's laughing now. He's gone 2 years into the fucking contract. Get him out of here. Rangers for McCann. Listen, if I don't understand why. I don't understand why that would happen. To be honest, I will say right now, because DeGrom's going to look even better with the best defensive catcher possibly in baseball, Jonah Heim, behind the plate with him. So I don't understand why they'd be like, oh, we need to get James McCann.
Garver, and they have Garver who
sucks defense, who's awful.
But they have catchers, and they have obviously Heim there. I don't know why they would want a third catcher. But
I don't.
We're waiting to see.
Now what's next? Hopefully, we're waiting for McCann to get sent to Ethiopia.
Just nothing. Again, there's still that one where they have to have a. So we'll see. I doubt. I don't think it happens tonight, but I wouldn't be surprised.
Nido Narváez versus Murphy Darno. Yeah, I'm sure Braves are worried.
It's a catcher.
Are you a Braves fan? I mean, listen, I don't.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's a catcher.
I don't care.
Shit. The three places to improve the offense at the DH fourth outfield.
Listen. I'm not here to full on ride or die with Nido and Narváez as them the top tier guys, even though they're both great defensive catchers. The guy I'm looking at as my catcher is Francisco Álvarez. That's what we're looking at. But these are just better stopgap options. And I'm gonna say one thing. Narváez probably should have got him 2 years ago. Whatever.
Well, they want, supposedly Ramsey put out that they tried to trade for him at the deadline.
I'm sure they did.
Just trying to check if anything comes out. But I got so far again. We'll
only
see
3 places to improve the offense: catcher, DH, and fourth outfielder. The Mets are making low-cost moves to improve the offense. More trades are coming. Boy, I hope so, because there's a lot of pieces that are very expandable at this moment.
Mayor just tweeted out the Mets have made aggressive attempts to deal James McCann, make $12 million in the next season. So, again, hopefully they got some. Again, just hopefully somebody's stupid enough to take that contract. If we have to eat 8 of that $12 million a year, I don't care.
Yeah.
Just get him out of here, please.
But he's physically or defensively not ready. Over the last year, Francisco Álvarez was the best defensive catcher in all of AA, I think.
Oh, I was about to say, if you said minor league baseball, I was about to say you were lying if you said
No.
I think last year.
But in AA or the league, the Eastern League or whatever it is, yeah. He's improved a lot.
Overall, no.
He's improved a lot defensively. And he's definitely has that big game-changing bat that can possibly become one of the high contributors here. So I'm excited for him. Listen, and I will say right now, he's 21 years old now. 21, just turned 21. Yep. So young.
He can drink a beer.
Listen, he doesn't have amazing if he doesn't have amazing defense, he doesn't have amazing defense. I'm fine with it because he has room to grow and get better. James McCann, when you bring him in, he's already reached his capacity of defense.
Like,
so I don't know what to say.
McCann to the White Sox for Diekman. I would love that.
Fine, sure.
I would take a double-A pitcher for James McCann. I'll take a single. I just get him out of here. But what was I going to say? A comp that, like, for Álvarez, if he is just prime Mike Napoli, where he's hitting 30 bombs a year, just average defensively, I'll take it. Like, that's what he is. He's not going to be a prime generational defender. He's not Adley. Adley is the better player because he's better at everything. Álvarez is going to hit. And if he's Mike Napoli hitting 35 homers a year, that's what we're going to get out of him. Fine. That's what he is. What do we got here? The Rodon.
I just don't think you need. I really don't think you just need to flex like Álvarez's defense at all. Like if he does something well defensively, you don't have to do it because he got better. He got a lot better.
Yeah.
So I think that it just goes without saying at this point. But I don't. Again, there's a difference between defensive concerns with a 21-year-old catcher and a 34-year-old catcher in James McCann. So I can tell you that right now. I'm not really worried. And if he can't handle it, he can't handle it. But whatever. Maybe there are some concerns about the defense. But if they are looking to keep McCann on this roster, I doubt. Just buy him out at this point, in my opinion. But if they are willing to keep three catchers here, and Álvarez is the DH, what does that mean for Mark Vientos? That's the question.
Then he's got it. Then he might be a sweet.
Are you sure?
He better be, or traded for anything.
Because I don't like stacking up. I don't like the amount of DHs that are being stacked.
Yeah, they got too many fat guys.
I mean?
We've made this pretty clear. The Mets are very fat on the bench. Even Guillorme's kind of pudgy, but he can play different positions. Like they just have a bunch of fat guys.
Guillorme's just like he's a Devers. Yeah, we'll probably talk about that on episode 2 of the podcast with the whole Devers situation towards the end there.
Again, this whole thing with this Narváez is just interesting. We'll see. It's an upgrade. It's an upgrade because if he's anything to hitting 360, imagine if he hits 360, 260, and just can provide you 15 to 17 homers a year at the bottom of the lineup. Like
he has power. He does have power.
Like, and I'm hoping again, like Epler's made this like, oh, we have more offensive. This better not be the only bat. Like if this is it, and then if you're making Álvarez the DH, that means you're not going out and signing a Trey Mancini. And this is that's what that means. If that's what
they just have to get rid of McCann and Ruff. That's literally it. There's so many guys they have to move. It's not even funny how many guys they actually have to move. Drew Smith has to get moved. I'm sorry, he stinks.
He's poo.
You have to get rid of. You have to get rid of McCann. You have to get rid of Ruff. I mean, we want to deal Vientos, but I doubt it. I doubt it even happens. Who's the other guy that's got to go? Carrasco. They got to move Carrasco. I'm sorry. He's just. I love the guy. He's a great guy, but I mean, I do not like looking at his health from the 5 spot of him being a dependable starter at all. And then, I mean, they should have traded Taijuan Walker at the deadline for asset management, but they didn't want to do that. I think that was mainly because they just were concerned about McGill's health and they didn't think he was going to come back. So, I mean, that was losing Trevor Williams stung. I am really upset that they lost Trevor Williams. I am kind of pissed, especially at what he got. I would have done it. That would have been.
You would have done anything.
That would have been but that would have been like what, a $2 million raise for the season he had. He saved our asses. I mean, every blow up start from the bottom half of the rotation, he saved our asses. You know, a potential Zach Britton reunion. I wouldn't do it, but you know what? I want to, you can have your veterans there. You can have your David Robertson there, who I'm not full on excited about, but he's got sexy stuff, so why not? But Britton, I just no more gambles. No more gambles. Enough. I don't want to do that.
You got Rayleigh now. You got your solidified lefty. You need a lottery ticket lefty. Again, we would have said in a video coming up, but fucking StreamYard hates us. But a video we've made it clear. I want a second lefty, and if it's not a Roldis Chapman, which the Mets have interest in, give me Britton over Chapman every type freaking week. But I wouldn't mind it if it's cheap. If it's like $3 million, if it's like the Ottavino contract, sure, but not much. And I doubt you're getting that in this market. But if it's
Mets should have got Rodon. I think I would have preferred him over Verlander, but I don't think they wanted to do a long-term deal. They're really kind of banking on their farm system producing pitchers in a few years, and we'll see. I don't know. Chafin is still out there. Yeah, that's a possibility, but he can get fairly overpaid, especially after the season he just had, compared to the tiers of what him being younger than David Robertson. He could be, a Familia type deal that the Mets gave to Familia.
Oh, you want to know what the payroll's at now after tax?
Oh shit! What?
$476.6 million. He's gonna touch 500.
Don't care.
Holy shit! This man really is gonna hit 500.
We
million.
don't care.
I don't care at all. I'm just kind of.
Don't care. Another 2 to 3 year time frame signing in Narváez. Fine with it.
Are there any other relievers the Mets have been at the guys or the Mets are interested or not? We want. I mean, again, Chafin's the dream, but that's probably not happening.
Knieb dog.
Corey Knebel is on a cheap deal. I still think you could throw an Ottavino, a David Robertson contract in front of Ottavino. See if he takes the hometown discount on a 1-year raise. I'd think about that.
Our team is the best.
I guess that's pretty much
Let's get to that. We should get to that, right?
What we got?
Álvarez won't beat a deal. I hope you're right, Chris. I really hope you're right, my man. Who we want?
We want?
Most of them are on the trade market. For me, at least.
Yeah, Boxberger got nothing. Yeah, that would have been a guy who would have been interesting.
Yeah, that would have been nice.
6th inning guy. I wouldn't mind again if Ottavino took the David Robertson deal. I wouldn't hate it.
Great podcast. Thank you, my man. Thank you.
Appreciate that, Christian. Again, if Ottavino wants a Robertson 1 year, $10 million, I wouldn't mind bringing him back.
Homer,
no,
he's on my no list.
Again, if it's cheap, fine, but it's not going to be. Like, same thing. I would take a shot on Reyes for cheap, but he doesn't. It's just.
Have you heard the Mets are trying to trade Carrasco for Rodon? I wish that was true, my man. I wish that was true.
Bro, what if they called the Yankees and did Hicks for McCann?
I don't care.
I mean, the money works. Just checking Twitter again if anything else has come through the pipeline. Haven't gotten any notification, but Corey Knebel's a guy he wants. I wouldn't be surprised if Álvarez. I mean,
think we just got disconnected for a second. All right, we're back. We're back.
Yeah, we're back.
We're back.
Again, I wouldn't mind Knebel on a cheap deal, but
we're back. We back? We're good. Okay, we're good.
Yeah, we're good. You lagged out pretty hard.
You lagged out too for me. I don't know. It's both ends.
Okay. So we're still
okay.
Nothing about McChicken. So I guess we should talk about our other signing because we got the other one done. What's up with the other one? The only home run the Mets have ever hit off freaking Josh Hader. He played again. It's cheap. It's again. How do you feel about signing a left fielder, moving Canna to utility, Andrew Benintendi? I am all for upgrading on Canna. I was getting my dream guy, my guy that would have fit this team perfectly. Got traded for a box of cookies and Hunter Renfroe that easily could have made Mark Canna the utility guy and actually add power to this lineup. but I don't think Benintendi's the guy. I'm like, oh, we have to. I mean, I am all up for upgrading Canna. It's just don't think Benintendi's that guy.
Okay,
but there is not really a guy you're like, ooh, what? What are you laughing at?
My brain just exploded. This guy in the chat just said David Phelps. I was like, wait, isn't that a swimmer? And I was like, no, it's Michael Phelps.
Michael Phelps, dumb.
I'm having a good time, folks. David Phelps, is he still around?
What?
Still around? David Phelps?
I guess.
Still around?
Are the Mets interested in any Japanese player? Senga is the last guy they were interested in. They've already got him, and I don't think there's anyone else left on the market. From Japan.
There was Yoshida who went to the Red Sox.
And Senga.
I mean, they've been linked to some guys in the last few years, but they never really advanced talks and really liked them. Tamayuki Sugano was the first year with Cohen, and last year obviously they were in the mix with Seiya Suzuki. Didn't get really that deep, and the Cubs got him. Sugano went to back to Japan actually. So the last report we've heard is from MLB Scoops. He's been on a lot of stuff. I don't know. Again, I'm not like every day on Twitter anymore, but
why? I wonder why.
And he said that the Mets believe that they have found a taker for James McCann per source.
Again, so I'm hypothesizing it's probably the Diamondbacks or the Cubs. I doubt the Rain. I'm probably hypothesizing it's D-backs or Cubbies.
I don't care what they get in return. To be honest, I really
watch
don't
them get
care.
Imagine if they got Bryce Jarvis for McChicken.
Bryce,
that would be. Oh God. But yeah. So I guess anything other on the Mets notes you want to talk about? Because again, we're just kind of waiting.
I think we're gonna stay on until James McCann is traded. So.
I like Sleep.
Nah, he gone.
But still nothing.
Can we pull a potential Tyler O'Neill trade? There.
He fixes kind of the Mets' problems: speed, power, plays great defense, just strikes out a shit ton. And the Cardinals and him aren't on great terms, so I wouldn't be surprised if the Cardinals move Tyler O'Neill. I just don't know if the Mets are interested in him. I mean, I would, for the right price, I'd do it. If it doesn't cost me a ton. He goes back to his 2021 form. That's exactly what this team needs. 38 homers, Gold Glove defense in left field, speed. That's the only thing with O'Neill. He's always injured. That's the other thing. He's this jacked muscle head. He's just always injured like hamstrings. It's just like dumb little things. But I think since the Cardinals did trade Bader, I'd be surprised. But they do have Jordan Walker. They do have Newt Barr. They have Alec Burleson. So they have some outfielders if they wanted to make that trade. They do have guys who can fill in. But I wouldn't rule it out, especially that the Cardinals and him have had a little bit of bickering. But I know he doesn't like. I wouldn't mind it. Again,
I don't really care, to be honest.
It's speed and power,
really
good defense. But I wouldn't hate it. So you guys, we'll probably stay on for another.
I like to give you a hard time. That's kind of
even though we both end up liking the same types of players and everything. But no. So yeah, well, guys, if you guys have any other questions, we'll probably stay on for another 15 minutes, and then we'll head out of here.
I'm sorry. Are you the boss here?
You don't know how to take control, and you just pick his time to kill time. We got places to be, things to do. So, barring a McCann trade in the next 15 minutes. So, if you guys have any other suggestions, trade offers, rumors,
the Mets want JD. Yeah, we're going to talk about that on the podcast. A lot of these topics. Some of them are actually above our heads right now.
Yeah, they're above my head. There are some other interesting notes and Mets, former Mets, current Mets. Also, that wasn't added. Brooks Raley is most likely playing for Team USA. Buck has said that. So he said it on Hot Stove that Brooks Raley is probably playing for Team USA. So another Met.
Didn't Ottavino play for Italy?
He did in 2009 for the Cardinals. He did when he was in the Cardinal system. That makes sense. Same, bro. Again, I'm all for it for a cheap. If it doesn't cost a lot. If it's like, hey, Mark Vientos and Matt Allen, sign me up. Sign me up. I wouldn't mind. Again, I'm more for it than he is, but I mean, it fills the need. He just strikes out a ton, but he does hit that ball hard when he does make it. A ton.
Is it true that we might get back Conforto?
They're interested. I think that he might go somewhere else, but they probably talked to Boris about him. What do we got here? What do you think happens with Alonso and McNeil next year? Are you talking about in 2 years when they're free agents after 2025? I wouldn't. Yeah. I don't think McNeil's. I think if one of them gets extended, it's going to be Alonso. I doubt McNeil gets an extension unless it's like an Ozzy Albies, like dirt cheap. Come on back on a Braves type deal. I don't think you're paying a 31-year-old second baseman big time. So I think of the two, I think Alonso gets an extension possibly. But
what would you think about the Mets bringing back?
No, thank you.
I'm good. I'm good. I'm not adding more injuries.
Duran, you're good. You're good, my guy. Yeah, you're good.
At the end of the season. No, they're 2025 free agents, both of them.
So again, I wouldn't be shocked if they try to get an Alonso extension done before the end of spring training. I wouldn't be surprised, but I wouldn't be surprised if they both go into free agency. Now we can say with the demo signing that, you know what, the Mets maybe keep their homegrown guys, even though for me, I don't really care about that. I just like good players. Anything else? I'm just trying to see if anything happens. Supposedly,
I feel like the James McCann trade would drop like right after we get off live.
Oh, as soon as we hit the red button, we're gonna be as soon as we get off stream, the thing's gonna happen. But just trying to see. You're good, man. It's all good. Again, what was the report?
Just making sure. Just want to know.
Just James McCann. Bro, watch them get like Josh Rojas out of the trade.
I don't care what you get, to be honest.
Yeah, dude, give me a single A lefty. It's all just
I don't give a living shit what they do. So I don't care.
I mean, potentially, yes. I mean, I wouldn't. I would have put it past Cohen, but I wouldn't put money like all three. I think there's a world where two of the three are Mets. I think there's a world where at least two of them, maybe all three. Who knows? But the fact that Dodgers are saving money for it is scaring me a little bit. That the fact that they're kind of like they got under the luxury tax, that means they get to reset their tax penalties. I think they're going to be the heavy hunter. I think the Mets are going to be with them, but I think the Dodgers are going to be doing something stupid for Ohtani. I think they might offer him like 500. I think they will offer him 500 mil because the fact that they are not spending and getting under the luxury taxes.
To be honest, I'm going to tell you right now, with all the eggs being put in one basket with this whole situation, if
we know you do anything, you're fucking just giving any kind of money. You're just pissing everybody. Sign everybody.
No. What I'm saying is with this whole situation, if they don't get Ohtani, it's going to be there's going to be some backlash, a lot of it.
No, they just go sign Manny Machado. And we're like, oh, cool. Manny Machado's a Met. Or Devers. They'll just pivot somewhere else. And then all the money from the pitchers are off when the big free agent pitcher class is.
But Shohei is great, man.
And then maybe
we got 32% of you who like this deal. 51% of you guys are neutral. And 17% of you guys do not like it. For those of you who don't like it, let us know. I'm sure it's probably just his batting average last year. That's
a bad batting average.
What do you think about Brooks Raley? That's the best left-handed reliever in baseball.
He's pretty
That's
good.
Who it is.
Are they trading McCann for?
It's my favorite move of the season. Move of the offseason so far.
I mean, if I wasn't biased, he would be as well. But Brandon Nimmo being a Met, I'm biased. Are they trading McCann for a reliever with a bad contract? I hope.
We talked about Kendall Graveman as a possibility.
Graveman,
because, the White Sox, Lucas Giolito, he had a really tough time without James McCann. So.
Contract. I mean, you know what I was saying today, which it doesn't make sense, but if it could, the framework can potentially make sense down the line. People are saying to trade Carrasco for Hendricks because the money's the same, and then add extra pieces.
Carrasco and what is it?
Yeah, but the main piece would be like Hendricks to match the money,
Carrasco
and
Allen.
Maybe. God,
two pulled pork arms.
Just two pulled pork arms for Liam Hendricks. Oh God, George Kittle's got 2 touchdowns. That's cool. I'm not really looking.
They don't like Narvaez because he's not Piazza. Oh,
gotcha.
Yeah. So they must have hated every single catcher we've ever had.
Hey, John Buck looked like Mike Piazza in April, so John Buck was a homie.
John Buck, he definitely did steroids that first month.
He had a cool mask.
Absolutely,
he had those cool colors.
Same with Neil Walker that first month that he was.
Neil Walker was a home, bro. He's a Penguin fan, bro. Speaking of Neil Walker, I had a cool interaction. I talked to Penguins in for like 5 minutes. It's pretty cool. Cool dude, like my man Neil Walker. So anything.
Go ahead.
Again, just check. We're at 10 o'clock Eastern, 9 Central. Still no McChicken.
We'll I guess what we'll do, we'll go to the hour mark. And then if there's no news to be reported, there's no news to be reported because I want to give our other co-hosts.
Dude, that first year of Wilson Ramos, he was that guy.
Wilson.
Dude, him in 2019. I mean, 2019 was the greatest Mets season ever. So according to ask most of our fan base, 2019 was the greatest season ever. And
you can never get better than that. Do you think the Mets should have got Tommy Canley? Absolutely.
Yes, 100%. I would have loved it.
I would have loved Canley and Knievel.
All these analytical nerds, but
I just think it's a good match. It's not even just analytical guys. It's just it's a match that they have with either Hefner or just like a hole that they actually fill.
As we're just bashing Twitter.
For those of you in here, we got about 50 people in here, so leave a like. Let's get those likes up. Be greatly appreciated.
Bro, Travis Darno in 20. That is, dude. We had like 1 year or like half year catchers. Like, bro, who remembers when Robinson Chirinos was a Met? That was a time.
We can name off. So, this is our thing. Random Mets. Taylor Teagarden was a great
Kelly
one.
Shoppick.
It's very unusual to have 4 catchers. There must be a trade surely come. I mean, we're seeing reports. That's what's recently that the Mets are aggressively shopping James McCann. So the phone call is basically going like this. Take him! They hang up.
They're like,
so they might get desperate, send him to the KBO, send his contract to the KBO, something, or they might just outright cut him. Who knows?
Just if the Ducks want to trade him for Alejandro De Aza. They made that trade.
Do you think we are going for 2 relievers? Well, we already got 2 relievers so far this offseason. Technically 3 because we re-signed Diaz. I hope they do. I think they get one more reliever, whether it's from a Carrasco or McCann trade or whoever they're going to deal, because they're going to deal somebody on this roster. We don't know who it's going to be. But I will say that they will get one maybe through a trade. And then the rest of them will probably be those March signings of guys you bring on minor league contracts that you invite to spring training, and then possibly can be some depth guys. And yeah, but because we did lose some of our small pieces, we did gain a few back.
Damn,
do
why
we trade
can't you
both McCann and Cookie?
Wait, we have a McCann trade.
There's so many guys they got to get rid of. There's so many holes on this roster.
Hey, we got the McCann trade.
Don't lie to me now.
I'm pulling up right now.
Don't lie to me. Fuck you. Fuck you. Fuck this guy. Fuck him. I don't like him.
Hey, we win that.
I'm doing
trade
the rest of this shit solo. Fuck this. Fuck this, man.
That was funny. Come on, man. That was funny. That was funny.
Who do you think will be our last starting pitcher? I think they're going to go with David Peterson, unfortunately. Because I don't like him, but
it's Matt Allen.
I think it's it's Matt Allen. I think Josh Walker should get the shot.
Do you think
Josh Walker's going to throw a no-hitter in spring training, and he's going to get the fifth starter job?
Do you think we trade McCann and Cookie and Ruff is possible?
All of them.
I honestly believe Ruff is the easiest one to move because he's the cheapest. You're gonna have somebody just
if you want to go all in for a World Series, you got to move something. You got to move something.
Yes.
Like if Steve Cohen, as to what they're saying, Steve Cohen, we think this team needs a little bit more offense. You're gonna have to move one of those guys. You have to, because there's just too many black holes on this roster. There really is. I would just tell you right now, there really is.
I got your ass. That was.
And they have this flexibility for long term, so they can bring in these guys on short term deals.
Blue Jays interested in Cookie? I doubt it, especially with them signing back. I mean, it depends how much they love Mitch White and what the hell's the other guy's name, the fifth starter? I think it's Mitch White, but they got their four with Bassett, Barrios, Gausman, and Manoah. I mean, I wouldn't put it past them to trade for a five-starter, but I would be kind of shocked if Toronto gets involved. But maybe Ross is cooking up something. Who knows?
Yeah, I'll list out all the guys that I would trade from this team. Okay,
everyone not named Brandon Nimmo.
This is everybody I would deal. I'm gonna put it in the chat for you guys, and let me know if you guys disagree with any of these. Who else am I putting in here?
I forget the Orioles signed Adam Frazier. That was like a random out of nowhere signing today.
And then I don't even know who else. What the hell would I trade?
I don't know. Just checking Twitter if there's anything else happening.
We'll go for about 10 more minutes, folks. And then we'll hop off.
Oh,
I guess this is everyone that I would trade.
Source, trust me. What is it? Source, trust me, bro.
This is probably everyone that I would trade. I don't know who else to add to this.
You threw Vientos in there. Dom Smith's not even here.
Oh yeah, never mind. I thought he's still with us. I thought he.
No, he's gone. Finally.
Never mind.
Would you bring back a Met reliever last year? No to Trevor Megan. I would bring Ottavino back again. I've said it. Put him
Ottavino's a 1-year deal.
Yep. Give him a David Robertson contract. Come on back and give you the
Mauricio. I just don't see how he has a role here.
He is just a trade bait. That's what he is. Barring Francisco Lindor getting shot in Puerto Rico, he doesn't have a spot on the roster.
McCann, Cookie, and Maurice. If Moustakas comes here, then Escobar's gone too. Oh, add Escobar to there too. Trade Escobar.
The Reds would not. The Reds, if the would it happen if I'm the Mets? If the Reds said, "Hey, yeah," but the Reds. I mean, they're stupid, but I don't think the Reds are that stupid.
They have luxury tax space.
They have plenty of luxury tax space. Would you bring back Stroman? No comment.
Would you bring back Stroman? I don't think that's really a question for us. I think that's just a question for Stroman if he wants to not act like a jackass.
No, God got him, bro. He's happy in what's it called?
God got him in Chicago.
How about Yelich? Throw in a Brandon Woodruff for Peralta, and I'll take Yelich. Got to dumb the value down for one of those.
If they get Yelich because of the long term that he is signed to, then probably Canna's gone.
I mean,
they get Yelich.
How bad was he last year?
He's just not himself. He's been like average.
You're not going to get MVP Yelich ever.
He's not himself anymore. He's just banged up. You know,
And what's his?
it's not
what's
like
the number on his contract?
it's not the Cody Bellinger sized fall from grace, but
I mean, he still has a good baseball savant. I mean, he does still have a good.
he still's got one. See, I love how you go to Baseball
Like,
Savant,
he's-
I go to Fangraphs.
I mean, look at his savant page, chat. Like,
No one cares,
I mean, his
dog.
defense is ass, but he's still hitting the ball
Dog,
hard.
no one cares, bro.
I mean,
Still gets on base though. Good move. Armor will be good for Álvarez.
He still gets
Defensive
base. I
skill,
mean, I
decent
think-
power. I mean, Michael Perez had decent power, but I think this is more of a guarantee.
I mean, the contract isn't. I mean, it's long. The AAV isn't horrible. It's only 26.
Yeah.
Again,
Either way, you're
if you
still going to
attach-
have to move one of these guys.
Yeah. If you attach a pitcher, I'd think about it.
I'd think about it.
I'd think about it. The Athletics are stupid, which is true. We can trade them Cookie, Mauricio, McCann for a good athletic player.
If you trade,
problem,
if you trade McCann to Oakland,
yeah.
you're paying 80% of that contract.
Oh yeah, you're paying 90% of that. You're paying everything. You're
They
just
pay
taking
$2
the
million.
money. The problem is there's really no good players on the Athletics I would want. AJ Puck's about it.
Pucky?
It's about that's
AJ
all I really
Pucky?
got. I'm not like, ooh, let me get Paul Blackburn. That's literally it. With Sean Murphy gone. Seth Beer's okay, I guess. Seth Beer's kind of okay, but
Seth Brown.
Seth same
Seth
so many Seths.
Brown. Different. Way different. Downtown
They're
Seth
literally the
Brown
same.
hits dingers.
They're literally the same. They're both left-handed power bats. They're the same player.
No. Absolutely not.
Let's see. Cohen is now up to $85 million in tax money. That's crazy.
Pocket change.
Man, just throwing away. Let's try.
Come on. Trade him.
It's not happening tonight. That's why you want to go for this.
Trade him.
It's not going
He's
anywhere.
gone. Get rid of him.
But,
Please get rid of him.
Trying to think. And there's really nothing else coming out, I guess. Is there anything else? If not the Athletics, we could do the Pirates. I mean,
get rid of him, please. Take him.
he's not going anywhere.
I
They're going
don't
to trade
want to
Nido.
see his chicken shit face.
They're going to trade Nido before they trade McCann.
Shut the fuck up.
But is there anything? Like, there's literally no, like Robert Murray. Somebody tweet something out. Like,
Please. Please.
I mean, we could talk about Brandon Nimmo, I guess. I don't really
Like,
know why.
here's the thing, right? Here's the thing. It's $8 million for Omar Narváez. $7 million the next year.
Yeah.
With that addition, it has to be James McCann that they're trying to move. There's no way. Tomás Nido, what is he making? $2 million?
2.5? Yeah, $2 million, I think.
Yeah, it's like you're not gonna.
Again,
You have to
McCann's
move
gonna
him.
go. It's just
Can it happen
just
right now?
waiting. It's not gonna happen right now. But
Nobody wants James McCann. Like no one wants him. Who would want him?
for $4 million, somebody will want him. Might have to eat. The Mets are gonna have to eat like a shit ton of the money.
Just cut him at this point. I don't care what you do. Don't give a shit. Present both
Mets could make
him
it-
and Robinson Cano with a check on opening day and fuck off.
The Royals, again, if StreamYard didn't suck, the Royals would be a very interesting trade partner for Carlos Carrasco. But you know, we'll figure that out down the line. But yeah, the Royals have some pieces I want. They got a couple pieces.
Yeah.
So, All right. We're sitting here in silence. This is what the difference between me and you. When silence hits,
Well,
time to
chat's
fucking...
still asking us questions. They're lonely.
You
know?
got 5 minutes, chat. Give us the last lick, 5-minute warning, and then I gotta go get some snacks.
They have Perez. Is Perez still? I think Perez left. He's a free agent. Michael Perez.
He's talking about Salvador Perez.
Oh, Salvador Perez. Yeah, they don't have a catcher. Yeah, that's right.
No, they got Melendez. They like Melendez.
Melendez is just as bad as Salvador Perez.
They don't. They like that. They don't care about defense. They care about fat nukes. That's why they had Salvador Perez for so long. They don't care about defense.
But Melendez.
Dave Melendez playing. Speaking of Melendez, Dave Melendez playing left field when I was at the game. I'm like, why the hell is he at left field? Like what?
Jorge Alfaro type shit.
I was like, what do they do? I'm like,
if they trade Nido.
Oh.
The Brewers say no to that.
The Brewers probably, so the Mets would probably have to tack on one of Parada, Beatty, or Alvarez.
Who do the Red Sox have at catcher?
That kid, the kid from the Mookie trade. Wong. That was his name, Stephen Wong or something like that.
I think we found our destination.
For what? They don't have anybody. Even in our video, I didn't want anybody from Boston. I got nobody. They're pool. Let them rot away in pool.
I don't care what they give to us.
I want something of ample value.
Give me Chris Sale. I don't care.
No, I don't want that.
I don't give a shit.
We already got rid of one glass starter.
One. Anyone. Like anyone. I don't care. Is it the ball boy from Boston? I don't care. Get rid of him. Destroy him.
Light him on fire. I followed them.
I don't care, all right? I'm willing to do tons of things for them to get rid of this dude. Many things. Dirty things.
I'm not going to ask.
Please just get rid of him. I don't care how you do it. I do not want him on my 40-man roster in the next 2 minutes.
Well, he'll be here for the next 2 minutes at least, but I don't know about opening day. But I'd expect
Carrasco for Steven Strasburg.
Oh God. One Mike Rizzo wouldn't even trade.
The only way we'd take on the Strasburg contract is if Juan Soto was actually attached to it, and that time is past. So
that and Mike Rizzo
trade McCann for WNBA tickets.
I'd rather have $5 than both of them.
The WNBA.
Oh man. Oh, I'm not gonna say that. Nope, not gonna say that on stream. Just thought it just held something back. So anything else, chat?
All right. So we're gonna finish this off by a cover to Stairway to Heaven.
What?
It's a 10-minute song. That's why I'm kind of screwing with you. Trade McCann for a Brittany Griner jersey. All right, now we're fucking right.
Now we're at the point of
Matt Barnes wouldn't hate it. Bounce back reliever candidate.
I would not hate that at all. Trade for McCann for a ballpoint pen. Yeah, it's equal value at this point.
For those of you who are new, make sure to hit the subscribe button. We've got episode 2 of the podcast coming out Sunday afternoon, talking about everything going on from obviously what just dropped with our other co-hosts and the Kodai Senga signing as well. And what else we got? Yeah, I guess you'll have to wait and see. That's it.
Wait and see.
And also, for those of you who have not done it yet, we have a community page on our YouTube channel. For those of you, comment down a question that you want to see answered on the podcast. That'll be available for a few more days. And because we're going to have a viewer question segment. So let me know. Let us know any questions that you have you want answered on the podcast. Could this mean that James McCann's gone? I hope so. If he's not gone, fire Epler.
What if they do trade Nido and keep McCann?
Well, Nido's got years of control. So
does James McCann.
Not good control.
He's under control.
No, he's not. He's under contract, not under control. He's
Same
under
thing.
crap.
Under TC.
All right, so
under pool. So we've hit the hour mark.
We have hit the hour mark. So for those of you, get your last questions in. You have about 30 seconds, and then we'll send it off here. And I expect James McCann to be traded right when we end the broadcast.
Very much so.
Because that's how
and
that
if you're
works.
Again, like you said, if you're new, subscribe. If you have already subscribed, make a second channel. We're trying to hit 1K by opening day. Hell, I would love 1K by spring training. So that's the screw opening day. We're trying to hit 1K by spring training. So if you're new, you got a burner. Everybody's got a burner these days. Subscribe on the burner. If you don't got a burner, your friends got burners, have your friends subscribe. Trying to hit 1K by spring training. So if you're in, if you're new, hit it now. If you're already been subscribing, you've been rocking with the Rhino and the boys, respect. If they deal Nido, will it be for a high leverage bat? I don't think Nido would probably be a better grade of McCann. So probably just like a pitch. Again, you probably get a better pitcher. I don't think you're gonna get like a game changing bat for Tomás Nido. You get a relief. You get a quality reliever, I think.
All right, so for those of you who are in here, he pretty much said pretty much everything. Like the stream, tune in Sunday for the episode of the podcast. We'll probably have some new stuff coming out throughout the week. We do have a video we just recorded actually a few hours ago. We're going to have to figure out something because there was a problem with that. But other than that, yeah. You will have all four of us, me, this guy right here, TonyMetro, and Frank About Sports here on Sunday for an hour-long podcast of what we like to call 60 Minutes of Brutal Honesty. So, yeah, one last time, the Mets have signed Omar Narváez to a one-year deal with a player option for 2024, which is $7 million. And, yeah, hopefully we do have the McCann trade to talk about on the podcast. It's all of what happened in the last week. So much stuff happening in Mets land these past few weeks.
Can I just have one thing? The Tampa Bay Rays have signed a pitcher who is blind. And I'm not kidding. Like, the kid is actually legally blind. He's a left-handed pitcher out of St. John's. So, hey.
That's a great way to end the stream.
Watch him still find a way to have a sub-2 ERA throwing 101 out of the Tampa pen.
The Rays pitching lab really bringing in a challenge, folks.
Yeah,
oh, God. Okay. All right. Before I say something offensive, I'm going to hop off.
Yeah, let's get
We'll see you guys. Let's go, Mets. Epler, I'm begging you, please trade this fat tub of lard. I am begging you, and if you can't, either cut him, send him to a field, and shoot his brains out. All right, bye. We'll see you guys. Let's go, Mets. We'll see you guys next time for the podcast on Sunday. Peace.